Hi, I'm John Ed Mathison. I'd like to invite you to pre-order the book that Willie Spears and I have written on bib or apron. You can go to Willie's website, williespears.com, and order one. I encourage you to do that today, and I encourage you to put on your apron. He asked me 2 years ago, he said, let's write a book together. I said, good, I'd like that. He never said a word about it. I called him one time. He didn't answer. Well, 2 years later, we were down at a coaches conference. I get up to speak, and he stands up and he says, I got an announcement to make. I said, John Ed and I are going to do a book together, and it'll be out October the 20th. That's the first thing I'd heard about it. So I said, oh my goodness, okay, Willie, we'll get to work.
The GOAT is the term, the greatest of all time. Somebody made it up a while back. I actually did a little research, and Muhammad Ali called himself the greatest of all time when he defeated Sonny Liston back in the 60s. He said, I am the greatest. I've heard Dr. John Ed say this. He walks around, I am the greatest preacher. I am the greatest athlete. No, he doesn't say that. But Muhammad Ali said he was the greatest. And years later, his family used the acronym GOAT, greatest of all time, for some business ventures. And someone later saw that and was like, wow, so if you're the GOAT, you're the greatest. So people argue, is LeBron James or Michael Jordan the greatest of all time? Is Muhammad Ali the greatest athlete? Who's the greatest preacher? Who's the greatest author? Who's the greatest artist of all time? And I was thinking when it comes to service, Mother Teresa may be the GOAT. She may be the greatest of all time when it comes to serving others. And so I think that'll be a great debate to have. Instead of arguing about who's the best team or best athlete, let's argue, was it Gandhi? Was it Mother Teresa? Who is in your community? Who in your family? Who gives the most? Who wears the apron the best? And so the greatest of all time is about Mother Teresa and what she meant to the people of India and how she served. And I put in an article, she may have never worn a bib. I often say, take off your bib and put on an apron. She may have never worn a bib. It seemed her whole life, she was all about serving others. And I believe she may be the greatest of all time, the GOAT.
Well, that was a story about a little boy that sold newspapers on the corner, and a gentleman stopped by one day and maybe gave him a little extra tip or something and said, where do you live? And he lived down by the river. He said, you live by yourself? He said, well, no, I got a homeless person that lives with me, and he's crippled, and I look after him. And the guy said, well, you mean you earn a little bit, but then you share it with him? And the little boy looked at him and said, yes, sir. Everybody needs somebody to divide with. And it's when we're given that we really receive the most. And everybody needs somebody. And the important thing is everybody's got something to give. God's gifted everybody. But we need to take that and offer it to other people and divide with them.
That's good.